about what was going on when you were sort of so thrust into the media storm for that at that moment?
No, it really wasn't. In fact, some people said I wasn't as enthusiastic as I should have been. In fact, they'd still joke about it when they told me that I won. And I said, I said something really inane like, "This has interesting implications," or something like that, because I realized that we still, that I was still the underdog and we still had a long way to go, and I knew probably the roughest part was coming, and I was right.
But you didn't necessarily know how rough.
No, I never anticipated how rough it would get.
That it would.
I mean, I didn't know it would get rough that way. I didn't believe I would ever see a professor from any university, in this case Bob Jones University, interviewed by CNN saying, "You're putting out over the internet, Professor, that John McCain has fathered illegitimate children." And the guy says, "Yes." He says, "Well, what proof do you have that John McCain has fathered illegitimate children?" His answer, "Well, John McCain has to prove that he didn't." That's, whoa.
You've probably never been here. Why is the Tower legacy so significant to you?
Because I believe that John Tower, first of all, was a great patriot, and I think he served his country honorably, and he was a dear friend to me. But I thought the unfairness of his treatment was so wrong that I felt that it was just unjust, and that he was mistreated in a way that it was clear he did not deserve.
Now, in that chapter, some of the most McCain-like statements, that the sort of stuff that maybe a lot of folks you deal with might privately believe but wouldn't say publicly, involve Paul Weyrich, a guy who's a bastion of the Christian right, for a time has been a bit of a player. And there's about a page and a half about his involvement in the Tower case, both, I guess, in open session, then in closed session. You say the stuff in closed session was almost worse. He's talking about, saw a Tower with...
Grab a woman by the hand.
The monocle.
Yeah.
A Washington bar.
Yes.
And you then basically portray him as a smug, self-righteous, quote, son of a bitch.
Yes.
You realize, there are few people in public life in your line of work who, even if they thought that, would say it. But you said it.
Well, because I believe he was the catalyst for the destruction of a very good and decent man. I also believe that he and others like him, Robertson, Falwell, have led our party in the wrong direction. In direct contradiction to the principles of Abraham Lincoln, who believed in an inclusive party, clearly, open to all.